Hey, have you ever looked in the mirror and wondered, who am I really and how can I become the highest version of myself? Well, today is your lucky day, my curious friend, because I will show you how the planets in your first house combined with your ascendant sign will show you how you can transform your identity and your life. We'll be working with all four elements. And if you're ready to step into your true higher power, then the best way to do that is with the true sidereal astrology and chart. So you don't want to miss this. Oh, and by the way, I do have linked in the description below a free resource for you called the New Zodiac Unlocked Starter Guide. So that'll take you through the zodiac signs and a whole bunch of other fun things about the 13th sign. Sound good? Well, then click on the link below and download your free guide. What is the ascendant sign and why true sidereal astrology? Your ascendant sign, or also known as rising sign, is the constellation rising on the eastern horizon at the moment of your birth. Even if you were born in the middle of the day and you couldn't see the constellation, you still have a rising sign. And on the chart itself, on the left-hand side, which is the eastern horizon, you see the letters AS. And that is your ascendant or your rising sign. Do me a favor and comment below with your rising sign. Your rising sign isn't just a mask. It is a core part of your personality. It's how you show up in the world and how people first see you. First impressions matter. And so it's your shiny cloak of awesomeness that you show to the world. And you shine through all those stars and all those placements. And there's a particular vibration that you give off. It's a thing. It's the magic of the stars that has been imprinted on you at the moment of your birth. The first house is your big identity house. That's why the ascendant sign is adjacent to the first house. So it is your identity. It is the big I am this. And when we look at the planets in the first house, that affects that core archetype. So it is the what, and your ascendant sign is the how. The first planet we're going to look at is the sun, is of course a fire element. And this is a big one because if you have both sun and ascendant together in the same sign, you are just simply extra. You are the center of attention. You shine like nobody's business. Even when you're not trying, you are there shining. You're not so much trying to shift your identity as go to your 2.0 or 3.0 or however many versions of yourself you want to jump ahead. Working with this astrology, you're going to have the power to do it. Yeah, you keep your whole life rocking and rolling in a fantastic way. So, for instance, if Taurus is your rising sign, you tend to ground your confidence in the physical around you, in stability, in security. If Sagittarius is your rising sign, and it is mine, you love to go on an adventure and let your spirit soar and allow that to be your guiding light. You could practice some daily affirmations that connect your sun's energy to the stars of your constellation. And you can step into more visible roles in the world. Let yourself be seen. You're not somebody who will flourish hiding in a corner. So don't hold back. Let your presence be an inspiration for others, okay? If you have the moon in your first house, you're that person who feels things very deeply. The moon in your first house makes you naturally expressive with your emotions and nurturing as well, because you identify as the moon. Therefore, you are working with your intuition always. Your feelings are very visible to the world, and your early nurturing experience, your mother or caregiver, likely had a really big influence on who you are and how you feel about yourself and about others in the world. But you get to decide how you're going to be working with it going forward, because you are in charge of your life. And you can connect your moon energy with your ascendant energy. So if you're Capricorn rising, your emotions work in a steady, constant manner of supportive leadership. If you are Pisces rising, then you're tapping into your intuitive and creative self and your empathy for others. There's a lot of love there, and it shines a light in the darkness. You can use journaling or ritual to integrate your understanding of the moon with your feelings, and your intuition will guide you. If you integrate all of this, you will find better emotional balance going forward. Honoring your intuition, honoring your emotions, and finding the balance with your empathy and your flow. Your sensitivity is your superpower. Use it and embrace it as a source of deep wisdom. Are you ready for that next level of astrology? Well, then click the link in the description below to get your free copy of the True Sidereal Starter Guide, The New Zodiac Unlocked. Our next planet, which you will recognize as a planet, not the sun or the moon, we call those planets in astrology, is Mercury, and Mercury resonates in the element of air. Do you often find yourself thinking or talking or just simply analyzing things just for fun? Then Mercury in your first house is the thing that gives you that quick mind, the quick wit, and a love for communication. Connect Mercury's curiosity with your ascendant sign. If you're a Virgo, and you will be refining your self-expression all the time. If you are a Gemini rising, then wow, you've got a lot going on, because Mercury is the ruler of Gemini. So you can freely let your adaptability and versatility shine bright. Whatever your rising sign is, practice mindful communication. Let your words and your ideas reflect your rising sign's unique energy. Just know that your voice is valuable and you can trust in your perspective and that it matters. You're making a difference. Just being who you are and shining your bright, shiny self. For Venus in the first house, you might find yourself drawn to the beauty around you and to aesthetics and art. And these are things you deeply value in your life. And it makes you very magnetic and charming in your relationships as well. As you connect with the vibration of Venus in your ascendant sign, if you're a Libra rising, you're cultivating balance and harmony in all things and in your relationships. If you're a Taurus rising, you ground yourself in the earth, in gardening, and in the world around you. You're very physically inclined. And a Taurus is also ruled by Venus. With Venus in the first house, you can be assured that you are worthy of deep and abiding love and abundance, because that is the modus operandi of Venus. And your presence will be a source of harmony and inspiration to others, as well as groundedness, because Venus is an earth sign. Now let's look at Mars in the first house. Do you feel a strong passion, energy, and drive? Are you ready for action at all times? Then Mars in the first house is what's activating that. Mars is the big instigator in the entire zodiac. When Mars is constantly on the move, when it moves and touches other things, it's an activator. And having it in your first house means that you also are an activator. So let's look at a couple of examples of Mars in the ascendant. If it's Aries, Aries is ruled by Mars, so you can be especially powerful in leadership and in bold new projects. These are things you instigate, and that might be your role in life, is to get things off the ground like a rocket ship. If you're a Scorpio rising, Mars is also the traditional ruler of Scorpio. You can use your willpower for the deep transformation, the deep understanding of things that are hidden. Mysteries are your go-to, and you might appear to be a mystery yourself. But just know you are capable of so much and so much transformation in your life, and being the guide for others who are seeking transformation. With Mars in the first house and that fire, it is extra important for you to move your body. Take action in both large and small things in your life to connect to that Mars energy. And whatever your ascendant sign is, your energy is absolutely unstoppable, and you can use it to blaze your own trail and motivate others. Okay, now that we've finished the first 5, these are considered the personal planets and have the most to do with our personality. But when you have placements of Jupiter or Saturn, these are considered social planets. So they evoke more of that community spirit, and these are your manifestors. These are the two sides to the coin of prosperity. And if you have one or the other, or crazy talk, both in your first house, then you've got your key for manifesting your desires in the world from your true self. So if you feel the urge to expand, that is a Jupiter quality. If you have that big heart, the big ideas, and also just the big optimism, then Jupiter in your first house is bringing that to you, along with some wisdom and a bit of luck. Jupiter brings good fortune. Its sigil looks like the number 4, and that's 4 for fortune. You likely have a larger than life presence, and you're just naturally attracting opportunities, especially when you align with your ascendant qualities. So pay attention to that. Saturn, on the other hand, Saturn brings discipline, perseverance, responsibility, and maturity. You might feel like an old soul because you are put on this earth as a teacher, and your journey is about mastering patience and being the guide for others to follow. So you have very high standards for yourself, and you're willing to work for it, and you're in it for the long run. So for Jupiter, you can embrace your growth and your learning and your expansiveness by seeking out new experiences through travel, through your mind, and learning things to the 10th degree. How many degrees do you have? Yeah, take up a new hobby and do something you've never done before. And for the Saturn risings, you can build really strong, firm foundations of friendship, and you can set long-term goals and see them through, and see through commitments very, very strongly. Saturn is the builder and the teacher, and it also gets rid of the fluff. So whether your energy is expanding with Jupiter or refining with Saturn, or both, just know that your journey is leading you to wisdom and mastery. And the last set of planets, we have our outer planets. These are the ones that represent the collective, humanity as a whole. So Uranus is air, Neptune is water, and Pluto is fire. Think Hades. Hades and Pluto, the Greek and Roman versions of the god of the underworld, and therefore the god of fire. So are you a trailblazer, a dreamer, or a powerhouse of transformation? Uranus in your first house is the trailblazer. This is the strong mind which is able to come up with things not only outside of the box, but outside of the house and a little bit outside of reality. With Uranus in your first house, you can just embrace that rebellious nature and your uniqueness and be your shiny unicorn, dragon, kitten self. Innovate fearlessly. Go ahead. Then Neptune brings in the dreams, the psychic abilities, the go with the flow mentality. But Neptune in the first house is one that needs help with setting boundaries. Pluto, on the other hand, Pluto gives you intensity, resilience, and the power to reinvent yourself and whatever you put your mind to. So when I think of Pluto, I think of the birth of our nation, because we had Pluto in Capricorn, and that's where it is right now. It's not in Aquarius, and it wasn't then either. Pluto in Capricorn was about reinventing the material world. Think about it. Building incrementally, in it for the long haul, and it took a lot of work. So for Uranus, you can look at your rising sign and use that to experiment with new ways of being, dressing, and expressing yourself in the world, in keeping that unique animal thing going. It's all about your individuality. For Neptune, I highly recommend you learn as many grounding meditations as you can and have them integrated into your system, because you tend to go off into la la land. No offense, but you can ask your rising sign for help. If it's Pisces, I'm so sorry to hear that, because, well, at least you're super psychic. Also, Neptune's find some way, creative way to channel your sensitivity, because you can't leave that bottled up inside, because it'll come out at the most inopportune moments, and you can be so artistic and creative and beautiful. And what you pull into your artwork, it's the artists who pull down the stars the best. They don't even know when they're doing it. Can confirm. Okay, Pluto, go ahead and embrace transformation and let go of what no longer serves you and step into your power. Pluto is power. Pluto is politics. You might be called to serve. Don't be afraid. Be your own shiny self, but don't be afraid. Whatever you do, know you have the power to do it. With these outer planets, your identity is synced into the collective grid or web, or however you see that. Other rising signs, whatever your rising sign, with those planets in that first house, you're a mover and a shaker in this world, especially if you're a Pluto. Neptune's, they're the emotional conscience. Plutos are the power. So these outer planets allow you to live a most authentic and evolved life. Let your uniqueness, your intuition, and your transformative power guide you on your journey to your best self and your best life. Now, I promised something special here, an identity shifting hack. Here it is. Even if you don't have any planets in your first house, you can still transform yourself and your identity by consciously working with the ascendant, or AKA rising sign, and its ruling planet. Each morning when you get up, take a moment to visualize yourself embodying your highest self An example would be a Capricorn rising. You see yourself strong and wise and resilient. If you're Gemini rising, you imagine yourself curious, adaptable, and expressive. See yourself speak, dress, and act in this new identity. And this only takes, if you spend 5 minutes every morning doing this, you will be a different person. Who will you be a year from now if you do this every morning? Because this rewires your brain and your self-image and what you think you are capable of. And it also aligns with your true cosmic potential and roadmap that was laid out at your birth. These are the energies you were born with and what you can use and grow and how you grow. Because the goddess loves you and wants you to be happy, I did include a list of all the signs and their planets down below, so you can match them up and do with it as you will. Did you know that you can use the moon sign as your rising sign? You can. If you don't have your time of birth, you can use your moon sign instead. Remember, you are the artist of your own identity, and you're working with the real sky through true sidereal astrology. You are aligning yourself with the cosmos and with the universe's most authentic rhythm. It's all about energy. It's all about flow. It's all about working your life authentically with the real stars in the real sky. So start today and take the first step in becoming your true cosmic self. All you have to do is click the link below and grab my True Sidereal Starter Guide, The New Zodiac Unlocked. Because you are meant to live your destiny, not just dream about it. So now that you've learned how to shift your identity and live to your true highest potential, you might be wondering how true sidereal astrology really works. It all starts with watching this video right here. Because when you pair that with what you've just learned, it is way more powerful. So go forth and be shiny. Peace out, blessed be, namaste, and all that jazz.